Hey everyone, and welcome to the channel. It's a beautiful day here at Grover Hot Springs near Markleeville, California. There's a wonderful campground that I'm staying at. It's got clean bathrooms and showers and a lot of really nice sights. And what I'm doing right now is called the nature hike, and this is along this wooden pathway. It's got some benches where you can stop and sit and enjoy this beautiful meadow. Behind there on the top of that peak there, I don't know if you can see it, but the moon is rising. And it's just a lovely day. So what we're going to do today is hike to the waterfall, which I think is 2.3 miles total. And there's another path that's over in that direction that goes along at the edge of the forest there. You can take either one, but what I'm going to do is take the nature trail and then cut over to that main trail, and that's the one that goes, you can take it all the way to Blue Lakes, over to Carson Pass area. That's quite long. Today we're going to limit it to seeing this waterfall, so we're going to check it out. But this meadow here is just unbelievable. It's just beautiful. And of course, I mentioned we're at Grover Hot Springs. There is a hot springs there. It's more of like a swimming pool type of hot spring. There's a little bird on the trail. If you look ahead of me there, you can see the bird on the trail. He's probably gonna take off there, jump down into the weeds there. Look at this beautiful grass here. It's just amazing. A few clouds today. It's been really hot up here. Maybe it'll cool off a little bit. And we got some thunderstorms coming in. Okay, once we're out of the meadow, you can see the path turns to dirt. Obviously in the spring, that meadow can be kind of wet. So we built that wood plank path through there, which is really cool. Now we can see the sun's just coming up on this mountain up ahead. And here's another interpretive sign and a bench where you can chill out. I'll give you little warnings about the wildcats and bears and other critters. As you can see, right here is where the nature trail comes back to the main trail. If I look back to my right, this is the main trail that goes back, and there is a parking staging area back there. So if you're not staying at the campground, you can certainly come in and do the hike. There may be a day charge, I'm not sure, there probably is. But here's the sign now, so I'm 1.9 mile from the waterfall, and you can see it's 0.4 mile back to the camp. Well, that's called Charity Valley parking area, the staging area, where anybody can park. So now we're on a wide path for a bit. Here's a nice shot of the moonrise in the distance. See up just above that peak. Very nice morning. Okay, you can see I'm walking in the forest now, and it's pretty obvious that this has been burned. I think it was 2 years ago, maybe in 2022, they had a big fire up here and a lot of structures burned. It was pretty bad, but it's recovering now. Some of these trees are, if you look at the top, they're still alive. Some of them are not. We're less than a mile in now, and the path is getting a little bit narrower. It's still pretty wide. And I should point out that Markleeville and Grover Hot Springs are located between Highways 88 and Highway 4. On Highway 89. Highway 88 is a little bit busier pass, and I think it's 8,600 feet at Carson Pass. Ebbetts Pass is a much prettier pass, in my opinion, in terms of traveling or biking. Much narrower road, twisty, a lot of things to see on the way up. It's a beautiful drive or ride or whatever you do, and that is called Ebbetts Pass at the top, and it's kind of a double pass because you go over Ebbetts Pass and you drop down to what's called Hermit Valley, which I'm going to go to later today, and then you climb up again to an area called Pacific Grade Summit, and at the top there is a place called Mosquito Lake, and it's a dubious name, but it's a beautiful place. And there is a campground. There's a couple campgrounds up there, and I might check that out later today. Nearly 3,000 feet climb up to Ebbetts Pass from here. And also we're in Grover Hot Springs, which is 4 miles west of Markleeville. Another shot of the moon from the trail. There it is. About a mile in, and you can see I'm right next to the creek, and I believe this is called Sawmill Creek. And this is probably the creek that feeds the waterfalls. It's flowing pretty well, so I think we're in good shape. See the sign here. It's a short ways to the waterfall, and then if you stay to the right here and take this very small trail up, this is going to take you all the way to Blue Lakes Road. So you come out on a road, and you can continue hiking on that road, get to Blue Lakes, and get all the way over to Highway 88 if that's what you want to do. Okay, we're right next to the creek now. The trail seems to get a little bit iffy, but I think I got to climb up and over this rock here in order to keep going. So it gets ever so slightly technical. I'll put my camera down, climb up here. Okay, until now the hike is a bit of a walk in the park, but now we get a little bit more technical. It's kind of class 2 bouldering. I think I am on the trail. There's a creek right down below me, and this is our next obstacle. We got to climb up this thing, which again is an easy class 2, but it's not just a walk. It looks like there's a pretty easy way up here. A little bit hard to film. Do it one-handed, but it's doable. It's actually not bad. I'm just making it hard on myself trying to film at the same time. But it's pretty easy, actually. if you've got two hands. I reckon if you didn't mind crossing the creek, it might be a little easier going on the other side, but this seems okay. Seems like that was just a little bit of a hard part. Maybe it'll get easier again here. We'll see. Actually, this is a really fun hike. It's really beautiful. I don't think the waterfall's that far from here, but I could be wrong. You can see up toward the crest there. I'm super wide angle, but I'm going to zoom in and show you the crest. There's the crest up there. Or maybe not the crest, but higher up. Beautiful little tree right there in the center in front of me. And then the trail resorts back to an easier walk. Well, I think we've come to the waterfall. You can see it up ahead there. Now, let's not kid ourselves. This is not Yosemite Falls or Bridalveil Falls, but still a nice little treat. Looks like kind of a triple thing going on there. I'll zoom in. We go, if I go to the right here a little bit more, we can see it a little better. There we go. Okay, the trail drops you right down to creek level, and then we get this beautiful view of the waterfall. And as far as I know, this is the end of the trail, although I'm sure you could scramble up as high as you like. I think I'll fly the drone up there and then have a look and see what's going on up above. Alright, so the drone footage made me realize that there's a lot more to this than just the first little triple waterfall we saw. So I climbed up a bit higher on the boulder. It's kind of class 2 bouldering, so it's pretty safe but not super easy. But here you can see you get up to the bigger falls, and it's quite a cascade from all the way down from the top. I'm down climbing with the camera. I want to give you an idea what the bouldering's like. It's not difficult, but it's not an easy walk either. Okay, I'm going to share a drone experience with you. I've never flown the drone in such a densely forested area where everything looks the same. I didn't even think that it would be hard to find. So I flew up anyway, did my thing. I went to fly back. You know, of course you try to fly back to the home point, but that varies within a bunch of feet, and I don't have a bunch of feet because I'm right down between the trees, you know, all around me, just a few feet away. Usually what I do is I'm flying the drone from near my van, and I can find the van, or at least I can find myself because I'm in an open area. There's this guy standing there, so you just fly back to that. So I didn't have that here. I just couldn't find myself, and then the battery starts running low, so I'm like, oh boy, I got to put it down. And usually when it's close to me, I can hear it when it gets close. So you can hear it and you can look up, okay, there it is, and then you can fly it back. Couldn't hear it because the creek was way too loud. So I just found a little 6-foot circular clearing where I thought I could put it down, and I did. I set it down, and then I figured, okay, now I've got to just go find it, you know, just go hike to it or whatever, figure out where it is. Should be able to find it. I know it's not that far away. And then I look over and it's 5 feet away from me. So got away with one. But anyway, got some nice drone footage, and hope you're enjoying that. Okay, we're working our way back down, and you can see the kind of easy bouldering that needs to be done. It's not bad. It's the creek right down there. And this was the steeper part that I had to put my camera down. Let's see if I can shimmy down this with the camera in my hand. The first part's possible. Show you about the wavy nature of the footage. Beautiful spot with a river right there. The creek, whatever you want to call it. Okay, and here's the longer part. You can scoot down that steep part or take a left here and shimmy your way down. Again, sorry about the waviness, but I'm trying to use my hands here. Alrighty. Oh, and there's the yellow shoes. Another funny thing I just thought of was, went into Costco the other day. Guy sees me coming, he says, "Hey, are you interested in solar panels? We got a special for guys in yellow shoes." There's another little steep part, but you got this tree to grab onto, which is convenient. And just work your way down. And Bob's your uncle. Another thing I want to mention is, when I got to the falls, I just saw that little triple falls, and I, for some reason, thought that was the gist of it, but it definitely was not. It continues all the way up, so if you have it in you want to spend a little more time. I don't have that much time, but if you want to spend a day of it, you could certainly go up there and continue bouldering up those rocks and see a lot more of it. And of course, when it gets hot, you could jump in the creek to cool down, and when you find a safe place to do that. So anyway, short, easy hike, very rewarding, and highly recommended. So if you're out this way, be sure to check out Sawmill Creek and the waterfall. Here's some information on the geology and faults and what have you. On the left there, that would be Lake Tahoe, and it's showing the faults. And then here's some text on it if you care to read it. You can freeze it. This is another part of the nature trail that's not on the direct route to the falls, but it's just a short additional walk that's really nice. Here's a plaque with some information on the stream as we go over the bridge, and there's the stream. And here's a plaque with a lot of historical information that's interesting. The plaque shows that in 1843, 1844 was the first non-indigenous people that came by here. By 1863, the area was mentioned as the finest hot springs in the state by the Sacramento Daily Union. And that plaque also mentions that the hot springs was privately owned for over 100 years, I guess, and then it was purchased by the state in 1959 and then became Grover Hot Springs at that point. Please do stick around because we're gonna show you a little bit more about the hot springs. There you can see the original Grover Hot Springs cabin occupied by Mr. Scosas way back in the day. And his quote was, he would come here at the first spring thaw and he would stay till the very end of the hunting season. So I guess that would be something like March through November, something in that range. We're just about at 6,000 feet, so the thaw was probably relatively early here, February, March, April. Here's an explanation of the hot springs, how it all works. And I'm standing right at the source, I think. If I turn around, that's the hot springs building there, which I believe is closed these days. You can see the pool, which is blue, and then you see that empty pool here, which is presumably the hot springs. So that's why I usually don't go to the hot springs. I'm not really a fan of swimming pool type hot springs. But this is a source right here. I'm gonna take a chance and put my hand down there. I don't have my handy thermometer with me, so I'm gonna be careful and see if this is hot. All right, I almost lost my drone today, so let's see if I can avoid doing two stupid things. Oh yeah, that's really hot. That's probably, it's way too hot to sit in. Probably 130 or something. Just a wild guess. I'm gonna put my camera up high on the stick up here and then give you a little pano, and hopefully you can see a little bit better of what it looks like there. There's the source up there where I was just at. This right here seems to be maybe the exit of the hot spring water. You can see it coming out there and then cooling off, and probably sulfur deposits there. And looking on the beautiful meadow over to the campground that way. All right, so that wraps up the tour of Grover Hot Springs. Hope you enjoyed that a lot. Thanks for coming along. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and until next time, thanks for watching.